And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with Keith Fusel. We're back out by the historic Laurel Park paddock as the nice weather rolls in for springtime. We're good to be back out here, out in the beautiful weather, beautiful background, right near the horses.
Leaving the confines of our studio. This is a nice little change. You get back outside, get back closer to the action, obviously. I'm kind of stuck up in the press box all day doing charts, but gorgeous day on hand for this Thursday day of racing. Looking forward to it. It's Derby week, Stan. We're a couple days away, so some interesting news unfortunately out of Kentucky with Omaha Beach being a late scratch. But I tell you, I'm going to miss it a little bit, no doubt, but I'm going to be glad to be here too. We've got a great weekend of racing ahead of us.
Yeah, good live racing here. The favorite's out, Trombetta. I think he has a good post with win. So we'll get to all that. Stronach 5, that's tomorrow on Kentucky Oaks Day, and that is a big $100,000 guarantee. They've been betting about $200,000 into it. Let's show you what we have going on for the Stronach 5. It'll start, there it is, $100,000 guarantee. Industry low, 12% takeout for the Stronach 5. Let's show the lineup of races. It's going to start right here, Laurel Park, race 9, about 5:12 Eastern time. And then second leg, Golden Gate Fields, race 5. Then third leg, down to Gulfstream, race 10. The fourth leg, Gulfstream Park, race 11. Then we wrap it up, Santa Anita Park, race 6. A little different lineup of races this week for the Stronach 5. You can find free past performances for this week's Stronach 5. Just go to laurelpark.com. Click on the press release that talks about the Stronach 5. It has a lineup of races in there and free past performances, so you can't beat that.
Nope.
There was 2 big winning payouts last week. I think it paid over $88,000 to 2 winning tickets last week.
It's glad to see this bet. It's gained the popularity. It's settled in right now. Something to look forward to every Friday. Gets the fans more in tune with our Stronach product as well.
All right, so that's tomorrow on Kentucky Oaks Day. You can watch all the Kentucky Oaks action as well tomorrow. You can bet the Kentucky Derby card tomorrow as right here tomorrow at Laurel Park. And there's what's going on this Saturday. Free admission for Laurel Park's Kentucky Derby party. Live music, live racing, fun for the whole family. All right, we'll open our gates here before 12 o'clock. Our first race post time will be 12:15. For the first race this Saturday at Laurel Park. Let's get right to it today. We have a big 10-race program to show you. Let's show a picture of both main tracks. We'll be fast and firm today. There you see them working on the dirt course. They do a lot of work on that to keep it perfect, and the turf keeps looking greener and greener. We're fast and firm today, low in the 80s.
Absolutely. Make your way out to the apron. We've got some 2-year-old racing today. A good spread of races all the way throughout the weekend in store for you here at Laurel Park. And a great job to the guys. Our track maintenance staff, they don't get enough credit. They work hard each and every day. The long hours that they put in keeping this main track in such great shape, and our turf course is really coming to form right now.
Yep, and one of the best turf courses in the country. That's what a lot of trainers say. So let's get right to it here. Race 1 is going to kick off the popular early pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. I have a ticket today for both pick 5s. We have a couple baby races. Races 1 and 3 are for the 2-year-olds here in this early pick 5 sequence, and I go 4 deep in both races 1 and 3. In the open, I go with the 4, 5, 7, 9. Race 2, I know you like the early pick 4 starting in the second. I like the 4, 6 in race 2, going 4 deep once again in the third with the 1, 5, 8, 9. Just 2 deep in race 4 with the 6, 7. And then my single comes in race 5. That's a 5.5 furlong turf sprint. Starter Allowance Company, never won 2 lifetime. And I go with Jorge Duarte and the Colts Next Stable horse by Kitten's Joy. The 10 no-fly zone with Jevion Toledo aboard. That's my single on this early pick 5. Let's take a look at the first of 2 2-year-old races we have today. Race 1's a maiden claiming $25,000 for 2-year-olds, going 4.5 furlongs. Scratch to 3, Such Great Heights. Also scratch the 6 great Get There John. and scratch the 8, that Darling Devil. I go with the 9 on top. Bubba 76. Joseph Bessiger, one of our top owners, with some 2-year-olds here for trainer John Salzman Sr. He's one of the masters with 2-year-olds. And this horse with a couple nice works posted at Laurel Park, 36-1 from the gate, and then 48 for the half mile just back on April 19th. Joan Rosado will ride his colts by Grade 1 winning sire Imagining. The dam didn't run. The 2 older siblings haven't run either, so nothing to go by there. I like Imagining, though. I think he'll do just fine here in Maryland. And I like the outside post. I like the connections.
Well, I think he had a 2-year-old that ran pretty well. First out for Rob. Showed a little bit of ability. This is a tough race. So you might as well call this the Salzman family race.
Sure.
A ton of Salzmans all the way you look up and down throughout. I go with the 5. I'm going to take a little edge here. Take the experience for 455 Rocket. Got in a lot of trouble early on in debut. Bumped around at the break. Actually came in a little bit and then had to check and shuffle back near the half-mile pole. This horse got out to about the 4 path and, was well beaten but was trying, was giving effort to the line. You can learn a lot from that race as a racer. This horse is going to be okay. They take an immediate drop in for the tag. They mean business. They're going to shoot for the money today. 455 Rocket here in the opener.
Yeah, I like the colt as well. By Super 99, dropping from the maiden special weight to the maiden 25. It comes out of that rookie Salsa race. Rookie Salsa comes back to win the Kentucky Juvenile yesterday for Jerry O'Dwyer. Got a 64 buyer with that win. So this colt comes out of a strong race. Jorge Riaz will ride. We both like the 5. We both like the 7 as well. Air Token by Golden Lad for John Salzman Jr. You get Javion Toledo to ride. The dam didn't run, but she did throw a couple runners so far. One's made 32,000, one's made 18,000. So at least they've won. And this horse with a decent half-mile work. Just back on April 27th.
Yeah, has a sibling that did win at the age of 2. That was quick, man. Golden Lad, a new stallion around here.
Yep.
We'll have to take a little while to get a read on these Golden Lad runners. So, 5-4-7-1 sidecar by Golden Sense. Golden Sense okay with the 2-year-old firsters. About 15% first time out. Some good works. You go back to that work on April the 7th, 36, breezing out of the gate. That was only a tick off of Twirling Owen. I feel like they galloped. Unfortunately, faltered in that Kentucky race, that 2-year-old race yesterday, but took a lot of play in that one off the sparkling debut.
All right, yeah. So I go 4 deep here in race 1, the 4, 5, 7, 9. Let's turn the page. You like the early pick 4. We also start the rolling super high 5 in race 2, and we have a carryover to kick things off in the second race. $1,251 for the rolling super high 5 starting race 1. That's a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout today. We also kick off the early pick 4 in race 2. Keith, you have a ticket?
I do.
Let's check it out, see how you played it.
Yeah, $24 ticket, 4 and a 6 to get you started. I like Starhawk in race 2 a lot here for Trum, but just the right kind of spot right back off the maiden score. 159 in the third. 2-year-olds again, the Spotlight Fillies, maiden special weight variety going 4.5 furlong. Couple scratches out of the third. Take out the 2, 4, and 6. That's going to leave me with the 1, 5, and 9. Fourth race, 2, 3, 6, 7. I think that's a wide open little maiden claiming event in the fourth. Finish it up with the fifth race, a 7 and a 10. No regrets and no fly zone. I like no fly zone. Plenty of speed to set things up for that closing runner for Duarte.
All right, so yeah, I like that horse as well. In race 5, let's check out the second race. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. And let's start with the 4 Starhawk. You like this horse? I like this horse. We have a video. Yeah. You have the horse on top. We have a video spotlight to show you of Starhawk. Let's show you the big win April 11th right here at Laurel Park.
Pick this horse up midway on the turn, just about midway, passing the 3/8 pole, and patiently handled by Pimentel, the 8 horse that afternoon with the red cap. Little Live Oak Plantation. We've seen those silks before.
We're having a big meet.
Going to see them Saturday, right, at Derby, we think?
Yep.
Yeah, just very patient. Up behind a wall of horses is Starhawk, is going to be able to find a seam coming past the 3/16 pole to the 8th pole and responds. Just accelerates pretty quickly there to go ahead. Wins going away by 2.5 and had something left in the tank. Right back at you here for the same $16,000 tag in for the 2-in-life condition. I think Starhawk from just off the pace gets it done. Key with that win and that start, that was reported first time gelding for Starhawk. We saw the improvement in that effort.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so this horse is on a roll. I like this the 4 as well. You like the 6 as well. My top pick, Kosher Contract, second off the claim for Dale Capuano. This will be first time dirt off the claim for Dale Capuano. You get Trevor McCarthy to ride. He didn't run too bad on the turf last out. At least he's race fit. And now he gets back to the dirt today at a good level for Top Connection. So the 6 is going to be awfully tough.
Going back to late December, had a tough trip, but still tried every step of the way. I like that effort. Came back to win off of that. Coming turf to dirt, that's going to work for me here for Dale Capuano. Look at that, about 27% from a large sample. Kosher Contract has some tactical speed, and we'll use it in today's second.
All right, I think 6-4, 4-6 all day long there in race 2. Another 2-year-old race here in the third. This is probably the better of the two. It's a maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies. We're going 4.5 furlongs, scratch the 2, capture the light, scratch the 4, Colonel Jelly Roll, and scratch the 6, no sugar, no cream. Let's start with the 5. We both have the 5 on top. Punk Rock Princess. Let's show you the video spotlight of her debut April 18th here at Laurel Park. A good second against Maiden Special Weight Company.
Yeah, there's Twirling Owen, who just absolutely ran away and hid from this field around the turn. I like the patience and the experience Punk Rock must have got in the morning, Punk Rock Princess, because it showed in the afternoon. Was patiently handled down to the inside by Suarez and was going to move off the inside. You're going to pick that horse up in fourth, coming past the 3/16 pole. Eases out, not phased at all with having to work from between horses past the 8th pole. Look at this finish. Pretty professional for a first-time starter, staying on the correct lead. Yet nobody was going to get to Twirling Owen that afternoon. But that experience is going to lead to, I think, an even improved effort. And that's kind of a better angle sometimes with this O'Dwyer barn.
Yeah, no, Dwyer, like we said, won the big juvenile stake at Kentucky this week. Twirling Owen was in that stake. And the filly going against the boys, and they bet her down to like 3-4 to 1
and she
against
loomed.
the boys.
Yeah, she went right up for contention and just kind of faltered through the final 1/8 of a mile.
All right, so the 5 Punk Rock Princess comes out of a strong race. We both have her on top. We both like we like the same 4 horses here. The 9 Evans Chili for Anthony Farriers, a $15,000 sire here with First Samurai. Some nice works from the gate, 35-4 back on April 7th, 48-1 April 27th. Farrier doing a nice job here with the 2-year-olds. Gets Toledo to take the call here on Evans Chili.
Yeah, kind of comparing workouts. I'm not a huge workout guy, but sometimes you're dependent on them with these 2-year-old races just to see. And the most recent work was just a tick off of VIP Ticket, who did not work out of the gate.
Right.
So that says a lot here. The 3 back work pairs up with Malibu Moonstruck, who was bet down. And this is a mare, Honey Chili, was 2 for 4 at the age of 2 and ran fast. Ran a 92, topping out at the age of 2. It's strong.
All right, so the 9 should get a trouble-free trip on the outside. We both like Claudio's filly from the rail, the 1, Jamala Agility by Jamalogist. Been working okay here at Laurel. Victor Carrasco takes the call. Doesn't get the best post position for her debut, though.
Yeah, the mare did win it, too. And it, it also has a first-time starter that won. Go back to the second day. Remember old Safe at the Plate? Remember that runner around here? That was a good one. And, Claudio right now, he's dangerous with these 2-year-olds. Took one up to New York that ran a big number. We're going to see that one on Saturday, and I think in the opener. Yeah.
All right, so nice. I'm 4 deep here on my early pick 5 ticket with the 1, 5, 8, 9. Who do we miss here? The Jerry Robb, the 8 Courtesy Shuffle, the X-Man aboard this filly for Jerry. We know how good he is with the 2-year-olds. This filly's by Street Magician, bred by the Bowmans and R. Larry Johnson. So bred to be a good one. The Street Magicians, we know they come out running.
And the mare Ganza, makes her the mother of Great Herman. This is a horse that half the Great Herman. We know the speed that horse has brought to the races.
All right, so nice group of maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies in the third. Let's check out race 4. We kick off the middle pick 4 in race 4. The pick 6 will start race 5 today. Let's take a look at the 4th. We're going 5.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming $16,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. We both have the 6 on top. Paid Holiday for trainer Mike Trombettas. Comes off a long layoff today. Julian Pimentel will ride. The barn's red hot. Trombetta, he's the leading trainer of the meet. He's 28% winners. Pimentel, he's having a big meet as well. He's 29% winners. They team up with win this Saturday for the Kentucky Derby, and this horse gets a nice drop coming off the layoff. This will be he tried this level on the turf last June, and didn't run too well as a favorite, but this will be the first time running on the dirt at this level.
And dirt company that this horse faced on the go back last year, much better. Line of numbers super fast. Nico Bree and TJ gets protected here with the waiver. I like Pate Holiday from just off the pace. There's going to be some speed in here. I think LL Silver is going to run better today. Needs a little bit better break. The blinkers go on. Will have speed. Probably the one to catch in the 4th.
All right, so we both have the 6 on top. The 2 we both like here, LL Silver for Jerry Robb. The blinkers go on this gelding today by Power Broker.
Yeah, I like that one. I like Lunar Image, too, turning back in distance. I think this horse better suited to the sprint. Makes one run from the back of the pack.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 5. The carryovers a little over 1,500. We'll check it out right after this. All right, welcome back. Let's check out today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Starts in race 5. Let's show you the carryover. There it is, $1,517. My co-host in the afternoon, Tim Tulloch, he has a ticket. Let's check it out. See how he played today's Pick 6. He has a single in the last race. He goes 4 deep here in races 5 and 6. Race 5, he likes the 4, 7, 8, 11. Race 6, he likes the 1, 4, 9, 10. Race 7, he goes with the 5, 7, and the 9. Race 8, he has a single there. The 11, I have that horse on top as well. The heavy favorite, Time Flies By. McCarthy aboard for Michael Stidham. Even money there on the 11 in race 8. Race 9, he goes with the 1, 2, 9. And then in the finale, he has another single in race 10. Number 9, if I can get to it. I have the 9 on top as well. Gustafu, for Tony Aguirre with the Bug Boy aboard. So, all right, I like his 2 singles. Got some good coverage in the other races. Let's check out the first leg of today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the turf here in race 5. Rail setting at 35 feet. 25,000 starter allowance, 3 and up. Never won 2 is the condition. We both have the 10 on top. No fly zone. Had a nice win coming off the layoff for trainer Jorge Duarte, who's taken over for Alan Goldberg, training all these colts next stable homebreds, and that was a nice win. We're coming from off the pace against maiden 25,000, 5 furlongs on the turf at Gulfstream. That's January. That's during the championship meet. They bet the horse down to about 9-2 that day coming off the layoff. It was first time blinkers that day, and he ran a lifetime best number of 69. So we know he runs well fresh. Toledo takes the call today, and Duarte finds a nice cozy 2 life starter allowance condition.
Yeah, both he and Scribe out of that race were dropping an off time. He turned the tables on Scribe, a horse that beat him in the debut back at Gulfstream in March of 2018. That was first time blinkers, last time out. No fly zone. Went and watched that video this morning. He was kind of urged along the whole way to kind of maintain position. He might drop a little bit further back today with all of this speed in here. You're looking at some serious speed, possibly Fire Marshall. Stroll Smoke and showed a lot of speed at 2 on the turf. No regrets. Quirky. There's an abundance of early foot. Can somebody clear? Can somebody handle the pressure? I think the 7's going to hang around a long way, but I think No Fly Zone is going to be there to pick up the pieces.
All right, so we both have the 10 getting a real nice trip here. The 7, No Regrets for trainer Thomas Abatrani. Daniel Centeno rides his 5-year-old son, a Lemon Drop kid. We have a stat to show you for Abatrani and the 7, No Regrets.
Yeah, how about this? Abatrani, he hasn't been blazing, 2019 at about a 9% clip, but he means business. Hasn't run a lot the last 3 years at Laurel on the turf, but when he brings them down, these turf runners, how about this? 4 for 8 and 5 for 8 in the money with an ROI of over $8. Now, he did have a big 25-1 shot hitting a stake, I think, back in 17, which boosted that ROI. That's still pretty good. So, no regrets. Coming back to a condition race, basically. Staying coming this 2 in life, has been facing multiple winners down at Gulfstream on the turf. Can handle pressure, as evidenced back in those tries in the summer up in New York.
All right, so we both like a 10-7. We both like the 8. Quarky gets blinkers on today, and the bug boy Julio Correa. This horse by the factor gets in pretty late, 113. He has a lot of speed from the outside. He can go 44 flat. He was head and head going for 21-44 at Tampa back in mid-March. So this horse probably going to be faster now with blinkers on, and the bug boy for trainer Mike Deeney. So the 8 Quarky, I think, going to be awfully dangerous here.
Yeah, and comes out of a race, stretched it a long way at Gulfstream at the 7.5. That was a 4-time winner that won that race, and he was there till very late. Was Quarky. With the bottom of that 7.5 underneath of him, maybe he could just prompt the issue outside of No Regrets. I don't know if they really want a suicide duel up front. But I think one might take the measure of the other, and they may try to run as a team away from this field.
All right, another closing sprinter in this race is the 2 Where You Was for Lizzie Merriman. She gets Trevor McCarthy to take the call today on this 4-year-old gelding by Majestic Warrior. A decent comeback race. Well, just had a couple months off and then came back on the main track at Penn National against Allowance Company. A good third up there. The turf resume is okay. Has a big number from the maiden score at Penn National last summer. So he likes to sit about mid-pack stalk or something. McCarthy going to try to sit about 3rd or 4th early on, I think, here with the 2 Where You Was.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the one's got a ton of speed, so he should be able to kind of just sit inside, draft back off the pace. He's going to find himself, I think, a little further, maybe 4 or 5 out of it mid-turn, and then try to ramp up a run from there, hoping that pace can come back to him. He offers some value even with the leading rider, McCarthy. Yep.
All right, so nice turf sprint to kick off the pick 6. Let's turn the page. A nice allowance race kicks off our late pick 5. No carryover today. They hit it for over 6,000 last Sunday, the late pick 5. As always, that industry low, 12% takeout for both pick 5s. Let's check out my ticket. I couldn't find a single here on the late pick 5. I go 4 deep in race 6. I go with the 4, 5, 8, 10. My price play of the day is in race 6. I like the 10.
Okay.
You Can Never Tell for the Red Hot Connections. Trombetta Pimentel. This horse is fit. He's run twice, 3 times this year, twice recently. And he has speed from the outside, and he's going against the favorites in here, 3 favorites in here, the 4, 5, 8, all coming off the layoff. So I think the 10, You Can Never Tell, maybe just going to try to run him off your feet early on here in race 6. Race 7, I go with the 5, 7 there. Race 8, I go with the race 8, I go with the 2, 11 there. The 11, Time Flies By, your even money favorite. Going to be tough to beat, but you get Georgie Vargas Jr. on the 2, Railmaster for Ann Merriman there in race 8. Race 9, I go with the 1, 2, Torch of Truth, and that would be grand. Then in the finale, race 10, that's a maiden 10 going a mile. The 1, El Rojo, and the 9, Gustafu. They look pretty tough there in race 10. So $32 ticket. Let's take a look here at race 6. A nice first level allowance condition for Maryland bred, Maryland sired, 3 and up, 5.5 furlongs on the turf, rail setting at 87 feet. And how do you like the 10 here? I think the 10 is going to show you go against the 10 altogether. Well, let's start with the 10. This horse is going to have his fit. Just got beat against 16,000, 2 life, going 5.5 on the turf April 19th. Now I had to break from the 1 hole that day in a 12-horse field. Went right to the front, went head-and-head for the lead with 22, 44, and 2. 55 and 4, 101 and 4. That's a pretty quick time. 63 buyer speed figure. I think that speed with his fitness, speed on the outside with Pimentel. I think the 10 is going to be dangerous here. The 4, 5, and the 8, your likely favorites in here. They're all coming off the layoff, so I'm hoping the fitness level and the outside speed for Hot Connections can get me home here with the 10. You Can Never Tell.
He's going to need his A game. I mean, he's running against more experienced horses on the turf. That was an okay group. I think that was a Kelly Rubley favorite that was shortening up. They came and got him late. Benevolent Prince. It's hard to knock anything Mike's doing right now. This is a tough spot. Maybe you're thinking coming off that 16-2 in life, we're going to kind of eke into a state bred A other than. I don't know if you anticipated coming up this tough when you got horses that have been competitive in non-horses, 2 other than allowance. Right. Okay, optional. So he's quick. Jarvis Steele is really fast, the 5-horse for Ferris Allen. I think he hangs around a long, long way. It's going to keep the 10 honest up front. I like the 8, Love You Much. We've got a video of this horse, and Ruiz, our rider, I like him on the turf. I think this is, as a rider, you're going to have to pay attention to here in the spring now with the turf races coming up. Gets a good trip. Shorter field here with Shoe Love Shoe at 3-5 that afternoon in May. That was a return try. Was off from November 17 of 17, comes back of May of 18, and a good finish. I like this horse as a one-run sprint type. He's going to settle. It's going to have enough flow up front. Has run well over this Laurel turf course. I think this horse is going to be ready off the layoff.
Yeah, it does have a good form here. He's made about 100,000 on the Laurel turf, and had a decent year last year. Made 51,000. I like both the Ferris Allen horses in here. You're right about the 5 Jarvis Steel. That horse runs okay fresh. He has a lot of early speed, and Love You Much going to get a nice stalking trip with Riaz. So I like we both like the 8 and the 5. Who else here? The 4 is the Lucia Garibay horse. J.D. Acosta rides a 7-year-old son of Street Magician. This horse, a nice win against Open A Other Than Allowance Company last August right here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, this horse just turned into a different horse at the age of 6. You don't usually see this, and it was turf or dirt. It didn't matter. This horse improved dramatically. Look at the coming lines. Chic of Chic, Sorinoco, Conquest Sia. None of those horses, none of those types are in here. Still owned by Suzanne Dempsey. More Abundance, another one, has run well, fresh. Brings back the form of the 6-year-old season. Yeah, he's going to be awfully tough to beat.
Who I didn't use the 9. Who's the 9 here?
Day Strike.
Day Strike. All right, the barn's doing well. You get the Hot Bug Boy. 3-time winner on the grass.
Yeah, he's run against some seasoned types on the turf. You look down on his page, a horse like Came Back would fit certainly against a group of these. So I think Day Strike, he's holding pretty decent form on the dirt. This move to the turf doesn't bother me at all.
All right, so nice group of Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired allowance runners, 5.5 on the turf there in race 6. Let's turn the page. Race 7 kicks off the late pick 4. Back to the main track. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,003 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months, never won 4. That's the condition. We're both all over a 5-7.
4-6, 6-4, whatever.
4-6, a 5-7 cold on top. The 5 Cobb getting a class relief today for trainer John Salzman Jr. Jorge Riaz will ride. This horse 4th 2 starts ago against Open 12-5 Company, and ran okay last out. Showed speed last out, then got a little tired against Beaton 8,000. But he faces a lot easier company than what he's been running against recently. He gets a nice drop today. The 5 Cobb. He should wake up and find the winner's circle today.
Kind of continues the slide, but this, the numbers he's running, this is where he belongs. If he's going to get over the top, today is the day. He's going to have to deal with the 6 Awesome Standard, but I think he's going to have enough to hang on late. Hasn't won at this distance, but might stagger home against this group. Dr. Serrato, it's going Claudio to Charlie Frock. I mean, you reach in and claim off Claudio at your peril a lot of times, but this horse just has to maintain form. He shows he can make it a move from just off the pace. He's going to be able to sit just behind the speeds. I don't think he's nearly as quick early as Cobb or the 6 Awesome Standard. He'll be laying there stalking and trying to make a move into it.
Sure. All right. So we both, it comes out of the Dr. Bolt race. Dr. Bolt comes right back to win. Dr. Serrato treble trip last out. So, all right, cold 5-7 on top here. We like the same 4 horses in race 7. Let's speed along here. Race 8, nice maiden group here. Maiden claiming 40,000, 3 and up. 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Rail setting at 35 feet. The 11's going to be awfully tough here. Even money favored on the 11. Time flies by for Michael Stidham. You get Trevor McCarthy to ride, his 4-year-old son of Jimmy Creed. A good second, going a mile on the turf. Maiden special weight at the Fairgrounds back in March, and didn't run too well last out, going a mile at the Fairgrounds against Maiden special weight. That was late March. Now cuts back to 5.5 today with McCarthy. Should get a nice stalking trip on the outside.
This is a move. Maiden special weight, the maiden claimer is kind of rewards for the barn. You've got some suspect form here, especially on the turf, and this horse should get set up a little bit up front. Looks like he's going to make a legitimate run from the back of the pack. Clear class relief for the favorite. The time flies by. Going to be awfully short. May even fall below even money when it's all said and done. I like the 7, though. Rising Pair, you've got this horse into the mix, Stan. First off, the claim for Damon Dillavico. I look at the bottom side. I like Orientates on the turf. He's about 11-12%. Bottom side, Princess Perry. This horse is now a half to Larry Leroy, Daniel Ledoux, horses we know that are proven on the turf. I think this clearly they were looking for turf when they claimed this one.
All right, so they get turf, they get Caramanos and Del Davico.
No, they don't get Caramanos.
Nope.
This is the thing that kind of woke me up here,
okay.
Stan. We've got a scratch of the 9, Valiant Appeal, right? So Caramanos shuns, the group. They kind of shun their man, Damon, who's been on a roll, right? And is going to sit and, maybe they had to call here for Bill Bourne. You never know, an early call, but they're going to go to the outside with the horse that draws in.
Interesting. Okay,
yeah.
So then that's all late action. I didn't have the late scratch because I checked on that AE there on the outside. So the 9 Valiant Appeal is a late scratch out of here.
Yeah, I've got the 9 out. What do you do as a jocks agent in that situation? That's tough. You've got a barn that's been feeding you nothing but winners.
Right.
Boy, and then you're kind of going. I'm hoping this 12 is the real deal. Holyfield here in the 8th.
Oh yeah, Knees in the Breeze. Well, comes into the race off a sharp bullet half-mile work, 47-3. I didn't use the horse. Lasix in debut, and you get Caramanos.
I'm looking at the bottom side. 6-time winner, Sister Silver made $123,000. Works look strong. We're going to find out.
All right, so I go with the 11. How about the 2, Railmaster for Ann Merriman? Vargas will ride second off the layoff. This horse has run a couple decent races on the turf. A good third sprinting on the turf last summer here at Laurel against Maiden 40,000. So that's what he gets today. He's a 5-year-old son of Great Notion. He's still a 5-year-old maiden. Only ran 9 times last year though, and did okay.
Yeah.
And this could be the year for Railmaster.
Gonna have to bring a little more stamina through that final 1/8 of a mile because the one ready to run is fresh.
Sure.
Look at his runs there, young and back as a 2-year-old against Chattel. That was a talented horse. It looked like it had a bright future. But ready to run with speed, Railmaster. The favorite's going to get a good try. I think this 7 though on bottom side turf breeding can get it done first off the claim.
So who is the rider on the 7 then? Rising Perry.
Carrasco.
Okay,
Victor.
Victor. Okay, all late breaking stuff there in race 8. Okay, so Victor Carrasco on the 7. Rising Perry. Let's turn the page here. Race 9. We're going to kick off the late daily double in race 9. We're going 6 furlongs. Nice first level allowance condition, 3 and up. Maryland bred, Maryland sired horses here in race 9. We both go to the 2. That would be grand. We see that big 80 Buyers speed figure sitting there for this horse by Power Broker, trained by Dale Capuano. Got an 80 Buyer last January against A Other Than Company. That was a straight 3-year-olds that day. Then had a few months off. Dale wanted to freshen him up a little bit. Came back against Starter Allowance Company last out early April. A good second that day behind Dirty Foot. Didn't break very well. Was wide. Now comes right back here in about a month. Gets McCarthy aboard for the first time. So he hadn't his last few. He hasn't broken broken from the gate too well. He's got to break maybe a little bit better today. Let's see if McCarthy can get him out of there a little bit better. I like him here. Comes into this race off a decent half-mile work, April 23rd.
You just kind of you wait and hope when the gates open with this one. Broke slow, ranked, steady. Broke slow, steadied. There's a slew of speed signed up in this race. So the setup, Great Herman, he wants to go. Torch of Truth can be close. Odds on, fresh with speed. Day the Music Died. Nico Breen, TJ. I mean, there could be a real convergence at about the 3/16 pole when looking at this group, and a lot of them kind of hang around for a long time. Highly competitive group, first level here, allowance for the state breds. That would be grand. Just come off fairly clean. I think the speed's going to come back just enough. This horse made a bold run to just fall short last time. Can make amends second off the break.
All right, so we both have the 2 on top. The 1, Torch of Truth, hasn't run a bad race. He has never been off the board. 3 good seconds this year for this homebred by the Elkstone Group and trainer Tom Ionati. Javion Toledo will ride. Now, he doesn't have too much early speed. He likes to sit about 2nd, 3rd, or 4th early on, so he'll probably be saving ground with Toledo. Then Toledo's just going to have to work out a good trip turning for home on this horse.
Well, he'll probably get a little bit of an assist because you figure the 2's got to break a little slow, right? Great Herman's going.
Sure.
He's whistling. So I think he'll be able to draft into position, be somewhere within a couple lengths turning for home. And I doubted him off of that big return try on February 3rd. He just missed a nose then and came back again with a big second. Torch of Truth has proven me wrong on a couple occasions. It's hard to leave him out, and it's fresh, and he's coming in with some good workouts leading into this.
I missed the video there on race 9. Did we show the video already?
We may not have.
Okay. So
did we have it?
We have it. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Okay,
yeah, if
good.
we have that from That Would Be Grand, April 7th. That was the race we were talking about against the Starter Allowance Company. Here's the start.
Yeah, we're going to show it. Just sluggish, almost a little bit of a hesitation and a lean in at the break for That Would Be Grand, the 5-horse that day. You see that Toledo just kind of off to the side a little bit on That Would Be Grand. But he recovers. He's going to get enough flow up front. You see this turning for home. I think this is going to be a similar trip today. You see, 1, 2, 3, 5 horses all within a length of a half of each other turning for home. That Would Be Grand swings far outside, 5 and 6 wide, Dirty Foot. A little bit more recency, maybe just a little bit better that day. But there's a strong effort to close in, falls behind, makes up about a length and a half there at the 8th pole, just to miss by a neck at the wire. Similar trip in store for him today.
All right, it's a good video there. Torch of Truth, and That Would Be Grand. Couple Maryland breds going to hook up there in race 9. Some other nice horses in there as well. The Nico Brian TJ for Claudio's run 2 big races off the layoff. Hall Pass ran a good third last out. You mentioned the speed of Great Herman could be dangerous. That horse never been off the board for Jerry Robbs. That's a nice allowance race for Maryland breds.
Really, really good race. Yeah, I mean, you're going to throw a blanket over them, I think, at the 8th pole. It's going to be fun to see who emerges the winner here.
All right, let's take a look at the 10th and final race, Big 10 race card to get you going here on Kentucky Derby weekend. Race 10, we're going a flat mile. Maiden claiming 10,000, 3 and up. We both have a cold 9-1 on top. We both like the 4 and the 8 as well. The 9, Kustafu for trainer Tony Aguirre. Felix Pinero, the 7-pound bug, will ride. Forget about the turf race last out. Didn't like the turf, but the 3 races before that at this, against Maiden 16,000 company, going a mile. He was right there.
Yeah.
Good, a couple good seconds and a third. Now we get back. Now we drop to the Maiden 10, going a mile. We're going turf to dirt here. I like that. The 9, Kustafu, is going to be awfully tough here for a reality horse racing, Antonio Aguirre.
Yeah, I mean, you've got maybe 5 in here that look like the legitimate contenders. I go 9, 1, 4, 8. Joey Gotcha, I think, is just going to go ahead and show speed. That could kind of really pose a factor for Awesome Agenda, who I thought was going to be forward. But Kustafu just has to bring back the 2-back try. I know he was well clear of El Rojo in that effort, but El Rojo, I think he wants to sit a little further back. He was hung out wide in that race as well. He can draft into position, also going turf to dirt.
All right, El Rojo and the 4 and the 8, Mike the Tiger off refreshing here
Mike
for his boys. And Awesome Agenda, he's going to drop for Ricky Silliman. Silliman having a nice spring meet with a couple winners.
Yeah, doing well with his turf runners especially. But this is the right move. Coming down, was claimed 2 starts back, now gets down to the bottom. I think it's a forward presence, but I think he's going to have to deal with Joey Gotch. He's going to be a price up front.
All right, that's it. We're out of time. Great to be back here by the historic Laurel Park paddock. The birds are chirping. The sun is out fast and firm. Good luck today, Dave Rodman. Coming up next with today's scratches and changes.
Good luck.